Hello everyone, welcome to Flosstube 35, I think. I'm pretty sure it's 35. My name's Nadia, this is Darkxstitch. If you've never been here before, I mostly stitch full coverage with a few smaller patterns in between. So I've got a lot to talk about this time, and I'm going to pace myself because often I forget things. I meant to show you on the last Flosstube that I have decided to UFO a project, so I think I will start with that. Apologies if you can see reflection in my glasses. I've had to move the camera angle towards, so the window is in front of me because the lighting is terrible. Like the temperature has just literally dropped over the last 2 days and the sun no longer wants to be my friend, so I was hoping to actually film in the decorated living room that we've just finished, but my son is actually in there homeschooling. He is now back to a normal routine. So things are getting busy, but I have done a fair amount of stitchy progress, which I'm really pleased about. So let's get on to the UFO first. I have decided, and I think I decided this in my head a few weeks before I'd done it, when I moved the rooms around. So if you're new, this is not my normal setup. I used to be in a craft room, which is now the living room. This room needs redecorating. It looks awful at the minute. It's probably not going to be done for a good 6 months or so because I need to decorate the kitchen first, then come in here, and I don't think we're going to do the kitchen until after Christmas now. So I honestly don't know what's happening, but when I was moving all of my cross-stitch stuff in here, I was looking at all of my patterns and didn't really like this one anymore. Like, I've kind of fallen out of love with it. I never think about it. I never pick it up unless I feel like if I'm going through the patterns and I see it and I think, oh, I really need to do something on that, but it feels like a chore. And then last week I spoke about losing my pattern keeper progress. I think that 100% nailed it, like for me, that I'm not going to carry on with this one. I lost all of my progress on pattern keeper when I went on holiday because my tablet broke. I'm still in the process of putting all the stuff back in, and I looked at this pattern and I thought, I don't want to put it in, I don't want to do it, so I might as well UFO it. And it is the Heaven and Earth Stitch Along for 2024. And I was doing Astrology Cat, so I will show you what I got done on it, and I will put a picture here of the original image. So this came out, was it Christmas Eve, I think, or was it New Year's Eve? No, it must have been New Year's Eve. This came out at the beginning of 2024, and at first I was really excited to do it. I got a fair bit of progress done at the beginning of the year, and then I've just waned since then. I have not touched this in so long, and I've just fallen out of love with it. And I don't know if it's the image or if it's because it's a stitch along. So this was the first stitch along that I've ever done, and I will admit I don't like doing things when I know that I'm supposed to be doing them. Does that make sense? I kind of procrastinate when it's something that like everyone else is doing and you know you've got to get it done by this amount of time because you're supposed to finish this within the year. Like if you can finish it within the year, they give you some free charts, and I think you get, I can't remember what it was now, but I think you get all the other possible charts that you could have picked because you had different options on what to stitch on, and then you get 2 charts off the website, something like that, but you have to finish them within the year. Or I think if you finish a certain amount of pages, you get a different prize, you know. Anyway, that's how long I haven't looked at. I haven't looked at the Facebook group since, because there's a dedicated Facebook group for this. I have not looked at that since April, I would say, April, May time. Not checked anything. Didn't update the pattern, the pages that come through, because every 3 or 4 months you get the next page. Haven't uploaded them. I've still only uploaded the first page. So yeah, I definitely think I've made the right decision on UFO in this. It was stitched on 28 count fabric. Was it 28? Yeah, 28 count fabric. 1 strand half stitch, and I just was not enjoying it. And I generally do think it is because I knew that there was some sort of timeline with it. And I don't know, I think I'm just stubborn and like to procrastinate. I don't like being told what to do. So I think I have learned that stitch-alongs are not for me. Unless it's something that's like never ending. So if it's, say if I start a pattern with a group of friends and there's no end date, I can do that, but I don't think I can do one where it's like, okay, you've got to finish this by the end of the year. It's too much pressure on me, and I feel like I'm being pressured to stitch on it when I don't want to. So this is going, unfortunately, but I think I have made the right decision for me. I'm just not interested in it. So yeah, that one can go. There's no point in really keeping this fabric either because it's not very big. I'll show you. I don't know what I would do with this, like it's tiny. So I think I am just going to get rid of the whole thing. I can't really gift it to anybody because it's a stitch along, you know, like it's not, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, but that one's going. So I've done the UFO. Let me just have a drink. My mind is all over the place. I've had such a stressful morning since I woke up at 6 o'clock today. I woke up at 6 and it's just been go, 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 go ever since. And it's now 10 o'clock and I'm hungry. I haven't eaten. I need to do this now because I've got other things to do. So shall we talk about, yes, let's do the new start. So it is my Flosstube anniversary. Well, it was 2 days ago. I uploaded my first video last year on the 11th of September. And I cannot tell you how different that first video is compared to how it is now. It's so strange watching it back on how nervous I was and how much I've changed, like talking to the camera and stuff like that. It's weird to watch. It actually makes me cringe watching it because I watched it not too long ago and I thought, oh my God, this is terrible. So thank you to everybody that has been here since like that first upload. Thank you so much for all the support. I have met some lovely people in this last year, some really wonderful, kind people that I talk to quite regularly now, and it's lovely to talk to all of you. So if you want to ever message me or send me a comment, you can message me on here, like in the comments. You can message me on Instagram. You can message me through my Facebook group. I have a Facebook group called Darkxstitch. I also have some free patterns there available. You can come and join and show your progress. Doesn't have to be cross stitch. It can be any type of art, hobby, whatever you do. I love to see everybody's progress on all sorts of crafty things there. So yeah, you can message me wherever you like, as long as you don't message me through the Etsy shop unless it is something about an order, because I have a set time limit where I have to reply to people. So if it's just like a normal casual conversation, please don't message me through there. So let's do the new start. Now, I said before on other videos that I wanted a new start for this anniversary. It is called I See You in My Dreams. It will be here. And it is from Heaven and Earth Designs. Now, I picked Max Colour, and I have a few opinions on Max Colour. This is the first one that I've ever actually done. Intended to buy a Max Colour chart. I have got other ones that I'm stitching on that do have a lot of colours. Tomb Raider has an awful lot of colours, which I charted myself. But this is the first one where I've specifically gone out of my way to pick Max Colour. So my fabric that I'm stitching on is 25 count, and it is massive, absolutely massive. So here, I'll show you the fabric in a minute, but here is my first start. Now I am really, really happy with the coverage of this. This is 25 count, 2 strands half stitch on easy count fabric. And I managed to get done 2,260 stitches. Now this chart altogether, I have wrote these down for this week because I thought it'd be interesting to see, because my pattern keeper is obviously a bit off at the minute with certain charts, so I can't track everything completely. I thought it'd be interesting to put like the amount of stitches that each one actually has altogether. So this one altogether has 395,000 stitches. No, 395,200 stitches. So I am at 0.7%. I really, really like it so far. But what I wanted to say was the 250 colours. I don't know if it's necessary. I honestly don't know. Like, I haven't done enough of this yet to tell. And a lot of this has been, I wouldn't say colour blocking, but there's been a good couple of stitches where it's the same. So I was expecting tons and tons of confetti with this, which I am going to get when it gets down to the dress. But I don't know if 250 colours is, like, if it makes a difference. Because there's some stitches on here where there's just one of each colour. And I looked at the colour amounts, so each, like how many each colour has. Some of these 250 colours only have like 6 stitches throughout the entire chart. So for that, I don't know if it's worth it. So I think going forward, when I get to a certain point in this, I think going forward I might not ever look at max colour charts again, because it's so much hassle getting the colours all together. Like, I spent a good week kitting this up. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So anyone that's been here before will know that I use floss organisers, these plastic things, right? This is a lot, okay? This is a lot. So what I do is when I get, because I use CXC thread, when I get my threads, I undo them and I cut them all to the same length, and then I wrap them on these little things here. I absolutely love these floss organisers. But it does become difficult when it's a pattern with 250 colours. Not because I can't find what I'm looking for, because, so as I stitch, these will be next to me or they'll be on my lap, and I will literally just flick through like this for the colour. And after a while, you tend to know what colours on what colour card, because they're all different. It's just storing them that I find difficult, because there's 250 colours. What I always do is I wrap these around each other so they don't get tangled, and then I put them in my bag like that. This thing is giant. Look at it. It's a mess, and it's very difficult to keep in a bag. So that bugs me. And I have like a limited amount of space. So this shelf here is where all my patterns go currently. I think I'm going to need to give myself another like shelf on this entire thing, because the ones that I'm starting are getting just so big and chunky, and it takes a lot longer. Like, you're spending a lot of time, because I don't park thread. Maybe that's why I don't enjoy it. Maybe I should park my thread. But when I am stitching, I don't park thread, so I'll do one stitch and I'll have to take the whole piece of thread out, put it back on the organiser, find the next colour, do one stitch, take it off. You know, it can get quite time consuming, and it can also give you a knotty back. Now, I don't know if you want to see my backs. Like, I don't think I've really shown them. I don't particularly care about my backs. I do cross country every now and again. Like, you can probably see there's a long line here. I honestly don't care what they look like. Some people do. Some people really like a nice clean back. But when you have confetti and a lot of colours, it does make the backs knotty for the way that I stitch. But so far, the actual outcome of it is looking really nice, because this is a tiny piece in the corner. I will show you how big this is. I'm going to have to unclip it, considering I've got such a tiny little hoop on this thing. Oh Lord, I can't even get it in frame. It's massive. I think it's actually bigger than the Lord of the Rings one, because it's still wrapped up. Like, I could wear this. See if I can wear it. I could wear it as a dress. just take my stitching with me. But honestly, it's huge. It really, really is. And I have the smallest hoop in the world that I'm using because I don't have any spares, but so it just makes me chuckle when I get this out. I've got this giant thing behind me and I'm just trying to stitch like this. But no, I do really like it and I really like the pattern. I can see me working on this quite often, if I'm honest with you, because it's got lots of lovely colours that I like and I'm really excited to see how this comes out. So yeah, expect to see this one quite often because I think I will be picking it up quite a bit. As long as the confetti don't get to me, as long as it don't get too much, then I will be picking it up quite often. Okay, so let's get into the normal progress for the week. I did three, well, I didn't. I worked on 3 charts this week. So the first one is one of my small charts, which is I Hate Everyone Equally. And I didn't do much. I picked this up twice. This is a chart that I like to pick up when I know I haven't got a lot of time. And this is the reason why I do these little charts. It's just something in between the big, heavy charts. And I am actually changing the cat's colour to the colour of my kitten, Sunny. And here is what it looks like at the moment. And I will put a before picture here on this side of me. So this one was quite easy to put back into Pattern Keeper, thankfully. So I picked this one up for two stitchy sessions in the last 2 weeks. And I managed to get done 367 stitches. And it is now at 26%. Overall, this chart has 3,460 stitches. And I am doing this on 16 count opalescent fabric from DMC, 2 strands, full cross, and I'm using CXC thread. I typically always use CXC thread unless I have bought like a kit from somewhere. If I kit them up myself, I always use DMC. So yeah, we're changing the colour of the kitten. I don't know what colour to do these words because it's going to say equally in this like it's going to be a block of this pinky colour and then inside it will say equally and there's a love heart here. I don't know whether to keep them white or change it black or maybe do like a rainbow. So I think what I'm going to do is go around the words first with this colour and then figure it out from there. Like I think I'll do that last. I've been trying to fill in some of the cat whilst doing some of these colourful parts here for the rainbow. It doesn't want to focus because my head is in the way. Yeah, and I've left the stars and everything for now. But I think I'll leave this bit till last and just see what I want to do. I am really enjoying this chart. It's nice to just pick up. So yesterday I picked this up when I had a spare 45 minutes and I managed to do 167 stitches in 45 minutes, which was quite good for me considering this is full cross. So this will just be something in between. As I said, you'll probably see this quite often and it won't take long to do as we're already at 26%. Speaking of small patterns, I have lost some of my charts in Pattern Keeper. So let me talk about that quickly. So if I can find pictures on my computer of the ones that I've lost, I will put them around me now. I don't know where they're gone. Like, I've got the images on my laptop, but I haven't got them on my Google Drive. I've got about 3 different Google Drives for each different email that I've got. So I've got an email for the YouTube account and the Etsy shop and everything. Looked on there, can't find them. I've got one for like that I use for like PayPal and stuff, can't find them. And then I've got my old one, which has got most of my charts on. Can't find them. So I've lost 2 small ones and a couple of larger charts. Some of them I'm not too fussed about losing. But there was one that I was going to start a new start with people on my Darkxstitch group in January. So I need to find out who it was that wanted to start it with me because I've forgotten their names and see if they still want to. Because if they do, I will go and repurchase the chart. The rest of them, I'm probably not going to buy the charts again just because it's just a waste of money if I don't know I'm going to start on them or not. I've got loads of charts in Pattern Keeper that I haven't started yet, and I actually had a little bit of a cull with my patterns. I can show you now if you want, actually. Let me, oh no, we'll do the rest of the charts and then I'll show you at the end which patterns I've kept, because if not, this video is going to be all over the place. So let's get on with the next one. So I did next Lord of the Rings. So Lord of the Rings was one of the ones that I was worried about on Pattern Keeper putting the progress back in. So I will show you where I am now. I don't know if it'll fit a picture of before next to me. But if I remember rightly, I said to you last week, I was going to start in this bottom corner and go towards the original stitches that I had. I have since then, obviously I started here, wormed my way all up the top, and I've started doing this bit, which was already, some of this was already in the pattern and I've just kind of expanded it down. So I'm going to come down, I think, and just keep going across. Either way, there's still some stitches on this that are not in Pattern Keeper. So I cannot give you an accurate, like, guess, well, not guess, I can't give you an accurate number of what I have done. I just have to guess. So because I'm finding stitches that are already on here that aren't on Pattern Keeper and I'm having to input them, so it's sometimes it says I've done more stitches than I have. Right, so what I have worked out that I've actually stitched over the last 2 weeks is 2,249, and the chart at the minute on Pattern Keeper, which is not accurate, is 8%. So according to Pattern Keeper, I've done 53,427 stitches out of 656,343 stitches of this entire chart. But as I said, some of this bit down here is not on Pattern Keeper, so it will be more than that. But I am happy with how it's going. It is taking me longer than it used to, just because I'm so nervous about the stitches. I got a bit lost in here. So I had to take a break. It was giving me a headache, and there's a lot of cream coloured stitches here that were very, very difficult to find. This is stitched on 28 count fabric, 2 strands half stitch. It's very thick because it's 2 strands half stitch on 28. Ideally you would really want to do 1 strand, but I started with 2 strand. I then changed to 1 over here somewhere, which that part isn't on Pattern Keeper either. I haven't even put that in at all. And I didn't really like it. It wasn't as vibrant as the rest of the chart, so I've kind of just stuck to the 2. It does get bumpy, it does get lumpy, it is a mess in the back. I'm not going to show you. But, you know, it's mine, and it's going to be going up in my house when it's done, so it's not a gift for anybody. I don't care if it looks perfect, because it's got my blood, sweat and tears into this, and I will finish this thing. So yeah, this pattern, the actual chart for this project, used to be on Etsy when I purchased it, is no longer there, but you can get it from another website, which is linked in my description below if you would like to check it out. Okay, so last up is Tomb Raider. I still had an itch to do this one. Last week I got a lot of progress done on this one. And I input most of the stitches this week that were lost on Pattern Keeper. I'm still missing a few, so it's not 100% accurate, but here's what it looks like now. It probably doesn't look like much has changed. So what I have been doing is filling in the background, because I kind of sort of know where the dragon parts are that I've done, but I couldn't figure out what parts, because there's so many different greens in here, you'd be surprised. So I started filling in the back, but there will be a picture here. Let me get my head out the way to show you what I have done this week compared to the last, no, what I've done this floss tube compared to the last floss tube. And it is looking lovely. I am still very happy with this one. I charted this one myself. I asked the artist permission and they said yes, it's a personal chart, so it's not available on my Etsy shop or anything like that. Where is the stitches? So according to Pattern Keeper, again, this is not accurate. I have done 7,187 out of 450,000 stitches, and it is at 1.6%. So all of these little stitches down here that you see, if it will focus, are not in Pattern Keeper. This line here, like I think half of it is in Pattern Keeper at the moment. So I have done more than what it says, but I will be working on this one quite a bit as well coming up, because I really do love this one. And this one, I've got plans for this one to go into my new living room, because it's sort of a gaming room. It's somewhere that we, like an entertainment room basically. It's a small room where we watch films, play games, you know, that type of thing. And my son chills out in there while he does his homeschooling, because it's a nice relaxing room. It really is. Compared to this room and compared to the kitchen and everywhere else, it's the best room in the house. I often find myself hiding in there now, whereas before, when the living room was in this room, it's so cold in this room that I used to hide up in my bed. And now I'll sit in the living room until bedtime and stitch in there instead. So yes, I think that is all I need to tell you about this pattern. No, I didn't tell you what I was stitching it in, did I? 25 count, and I stitch one strand, half stitch. No, it's not 25. Definitely not 25. Look at it, it's 28. So the difference between this one and Lord of the Rings is that this is how, going forward, if I was to work on 28 count fabric again, I would only stitch in one strand, half stitch, not two strand, because this one isn't anywhere near as thick as Lord of the Rings. It's not as vibrant either. Let me see if I can put them next to each other. See, I don't know if you can see, but the Lord of the Rings one is so much thicker to the Tomb Raider one. And that's because I am using two strands half stitch, and I'm using CXC thread instead of DMC. If you're going to do two strands on 28 count, I would recommend doing DMC, I think, because CXC thread, for as much as I love it, it's too thick for 28 count fabric on two strands. So yeah, very happy with that one. Right, I think what I'll do is I'll show you now, before I go, what charts I'm keeping. Hopefully it's going to work okay. But yeah, I was pretty gutted. I forgot to mention it on the last floss tube. I was pretty gutted that I lost a lot of my patterns. The ones that I really like are there the most though, so that, I suppose, is one good thing. It's a lot of money though. You spend a lot of money on these patterns, and I've lost loads of them. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you because of the window. Dragon Clans. I believe that one's Venus from Thread Geeks, possibly. There's another Heaven and Earth Designs one of a dragon, another dragon. Margaret Morales, After the Rain. That's obviously my Tomb Raider chart. Pokemon is one that I'm already working on. Taurus, Fire Drake, Frogs Kissing. That's what I'm working on now. That's the new start. Look how beautiful it is. I don't know if you can see that one very well, but it's another Margaret Morales chart. There's a fairy. Love that chart. That's Lord of the Rings. Prefix Bathroom is still on there. Ragnarok, I've already doing them once, so this one, Simple Pleasures, is one that I really would like to do soon as possible, really. I think that will be my next start, actually. And that is literally, other than the ones that I'm already doing, so these two, that is literally it. I don't think I have lost any that I'm actually working on already, but in terms of patterns that are just sitting in my stash, sorry for the wobbly camera then, but I don't know how else to show you. I've lost all the others, and I can't even remember which ones they were. I know I had things like Amy Stewart's Fairy Tale. Was it Fairy Tale? Like the storybook one of all the fairy tales, so the dragons and everything. I know I had that one. That one's gone. I know I had some darker images like Ennis Guerrero's Button Eye. That's disappeared, and I do really like that chart, so maybe I'll buy that one again. I just don't know. I don't want to go out and buy all these other charts when they weren't things that I was actively working on at the time. Probably won't ever get round to doing them, and I have enough charts as it is. Going forward, my belly's rumbling. Going forward, I don't think I will start another chart until I've finished something, or at least almost finished something, because I'm getting to the point now where I have enough to work on and I don't want too many. I think I have 12 projects at the minute. I will put up here how many I actually do have. I will sit down and work it out for you. But I feel like I'll get overwhelmed if I have any more than that. So I can't see myself working on anything new before Christmas. Definitely not. Definitely not. I think I might wait until my birthday next May to start something else. Really like catch up on things that I need to do. I do have plans for next year, but for now I'm just going to work on what I want, and then I'll assess it in the new year plans, and I'll make a video like trying to work out what I want to do. Try and stick to it as much as I can, but I probably won't, because we never stick to plans, do we? I think stitchers love to make plans, but they don't like to stick to the plan. So yeah, there's a lot of fun organising plans, I have to admit. It is really fun, like organising what you're going to work on for the next few months, how many stitches you want to do, etc, etc, your new starts, your UFOs. But when it actually comes to doing it, a lot of us don't actually follow through with it. If you're one of the people that do, then I tip my invisible hat to you, because I can never stick to anything that I say. Right, so I think that is everything. Thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry it's a bit chaotic. My brain is chaotic at the minute. There's too many things going on. Hopefully the next time will be a little bit calmer. But I doubt it, because I think I say that every time. So yeah. Oh, no. Before we go, just stay right there. So I would like to mention a lovely lady called the Stitchy Witch. She is a Flosstuber here. You probably know her. And I have been talking to her quite a bit since I started YouTube. She was very, very lovely at the start, very welcoming, and I've made a lovely friend with her. We have a lot in common. Our children are very similar, and we talk a lot about family life and things like that. And she has just ventured into Etsy, and I have been trying to help her with questions and things that she's had, and I felt it was necessary that I have to buy her items because they are absolutely beautiful. So I want to show you what I purchased, if I don't drop it at you. So I purchased a needle minder from her. I actually purchased two, but the other one is somewhere. I think I've already put it on a project somewhere that didn't have a cover minder, so I will place a picture of the other one that I bought. It's a beautiful cat. Actually, I think it might be in this bag. Yes, it is. So I bought a cat that reminded me of Sunny, and it's got a nice little gem on the top for the balloon. So these are hand coated in resin. I believe it's going to be UV resin. And they're made on wood, but she paints these herself. These are her designs. These are her pieces of art that are then added onto the cover minders. I just think they're absolutely beautiful. And her prices are way too cheap. I've told her that she needs to start charging for things like postage. And she actually sent me a freebie one, which did make me chuckle. It says, I'm having one of those days, which is pretty much every day for me. So this did make me chuckle. I am going to put these to good use. I have lost so many minders just lately. I do make my own. Well, I say that. I've made some for my Etsy shop, but they're mostly diamond painting ones because they're great big 3D things. And I don't really make many flat ones, and I haven't done them for ages. So I am very, very grateful for these. They are 100% worth what I paid. I paid dirt cheap. I think it was like £6 or something ridiculous. So yeah, they are worth a lot more than that. And if you're watching Stitchy Witch, I definitely think that you need to raise your prices because you're worth it, you know. Like, sometimes I think we think that we're not good enough for these type of things, and we try and like put ourselves down. I'm trying to think of a way to word this properly, but don't sell yourself short is what I will say before I go on a massive waffle about self-worth and all of that type of stuff. But yeah, don't sell yourself short. And you've got an amazing product, and your artwork is amazing. I absolutely love it. It's very unique. It's very you can tell that it's very you, which is great, because then people will know that for your artwork. So yeah, I will put these on one of the charts for next time so you can have another look. Oh, actually, I didn't show you on the back of these. They have, oh, come on, little like mandalas on the magnet that goes on the back. Absolutely love it. Beautiful. Okay, so that's enough waffling from me. I will go and eat something maybe that will make my brain work a bit better for today. Bye, guys.